Hi, boys and girls. Today, our read aloud is about the American flag. This week, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about being patriotic and how we live in the greatest country in the world. It's important to know about the symbols of our country. Today, you're going to learn about the symbol, the American flag. So join me for this read aloud. Why are there stripes on the American flag? A symbol of the United States. Ring! Time for school. Our teacher greets us. Everyone stands. We begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Charles raises his hand. Wait, Mr. Gomez, he says. What does that mean? And why do we put our hands on our hearts? Asked Khalil. Great question, says Mr. Gomez. Let's talk about the American flag. Mr. Gomez says the flag is a symbol for our country. The United States of America became a country in 1776. People worked together to make a new government. They wanted a symbol to show who they were. And that's what our flag used to look like. What's a symbol? Ethan asks. A symbol is something that stands for something else, Mr. Gomez answers. Like a green light means go, says Josie. Chapter 2 is our changing flag. We learn that in 1777, American leaders decided how the flag should look. They wanted to use red, white, and blue. The red stands for courage, white stands for pure and good, and the blue stands for fairness. The leaders also wanted to use stars shaped on part of the flag. Our new country was like a new group of stars shining in the night sky. Mr. Gomez shows a picture of the first flag. Why are there only 13 stars? Asks Miles. Mr. Gomez answers, because at first the country had 13 states. So here are the 13 stars standing for the 13 states. But our classroom flag has about 1 million stars, says Hannah. Well, not quite that many, our teacher says. Each time a new state joined our country, we added a star. Today we have 50 states and 50 stars. So that's our flag today. Mr. Gomez asks what else we see when we look at the flag. Red and white stripes, answers Jamia. We count them. 13, says Emmy. 7 red stripes and 6 white stripes. Yes, smiles our teacher. Our flag has 13 stripes to stand for the 13 states, we say together. Chapter 3, the Pledge of Allegiance. But we still don't know what all those words mean, says Xavier. Let's look at the pledge carefully, says Mr. Gomez. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Allegiance. A synonym is respect. We learned that allegiance means friendship or loyalty. Saying those words is like promising to be a good friend to the flag. But how can we be friends with the flag? Asks Alex. Our teacher laughs. It's a way of saying you will respect the flag, he says. So allegiance means respect, friendship, loyalty. It's a promise we make to our flag. To show respect to the flag, we follow certain rules. We stand up during the pledge, we look at the flag, we put our right hand over our heart. That means we're making a serious promise. We keep reading. And to the republic for which it stands. A republic is the kind of government we have, Mr. Gomez explains. In the United States, people vote to choose leaders instead of having a king or a queen. So this line is a promise to be loyal to our country too. So republic means a government with elected officials, not a king or a queen. Let's look closely at the next part of the pledge, says Mr. Gomez. One nation, under God, indivisible. Indivisible means something that can't be taken apart, he explains. It can't be divided. He reminds us that we can do more when we work as a team, like when we all help clean up, says Sasha. Our teacher nods. Our country needs all 50 states. Even if we disagree, we stay together. The states are stronger together than apart. Mr. Gomez asked Jordan to read the last line, with liberty and justice for all. What does liberty mean? Asked Mr. Gomez. Becky raises her hand. Being free, our teacher says. Right. And justice means fairness. What does fairness mean to you? So justice, a synonym for justice, is fairness. And what does fairness mean? Getting the same size cookie as my sister, says Grace. Getting equal turns at the monkey bars at recess, Leaf says. Together, we say the Pledge of Allegiance again. And when we go out for recess, and then there's a glossary at the back of our book with many of the big words in it that we talked about. And you know, if you come to a word you don't know when you're reading, you can look to see if the answer is in the glossary and if it's defined there for you. There's also a suggestion that I'm also going to suggest to you. If you would like today to take a piece of paper and some red and blue crayons, perhaps you can draw the American flag with the 13 stripes and the 50 white stars in the blue corner. While you're doing it, remember what we learned, how important our flag is to our country. When it's all done, why don't you hang it in the front window of your house so that anybody walking by your house would see that you are proud to be an American. Thank you for joining me today for our Read Aloud.